Let's break down the Bills' comeback against the Ravens in Week 1. Before I start, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow here on YouTube, and it's not going all that well, so please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, but let's get into the video. The comeback really started about midway through the fourth quarter with this deep sideline ball to Keon Coleman, and what you see from the Ravens is they're in a cover 3 cloud. So this flat defender is playing a cloud flat, which means he usually takes like a deeper route or holds like a fade or something. And in this case, he really doesn't because they run a fade with Keon Coleman, but you'll see this cloud flat kind of sit on this hook from Dalton Kincaid, and that opens up Keon Coleman down the sideline where this deep outside third had to rotate over out of the 2-high shell. You can kind of see him rotate over. That's just because they're in the cover 3 cloud and he's got to rotate that direction. So it's a little bit easier. It kind of works as a Tampa 2 to that side. So you're able to hit that whole shot down the sideline, but this was a remarkable throw from Allen. Good catch from Coleman. That's a really hard play to make, and schematically that wouldn't really work very well, but that was very successful. So now the Bills come out in this bunch look a few plays later, and you see the Ravens respond with this man coverage look. You just got standard man coverage as shown on the screen. And what you see from Josh Allen is he hits this little like head signal. He's going to signal, change the play to something, and then he's going to motion over Dalton Kincaid. You see all the players repeat that signal. And then as Kincaid moves over, you can see the player follow him, so that confirms the man coverage. And what Josh Allen's going to be looking for is Kincaid on this little out route, because the number 1 receiver in this case, he's turning vertically, and with this soft kind of man coverage, it's going to be hard for this man defender who's manned up against Kincaid to be able to rotate over on this quick out route when there is a guy vertical. You see he kind of gets in his way, almost intentionally. I think it was. That's part of just like the man beating scheme, and it works well. Nice little gain to Kincaid there. Now this is the Keon Coleman touchdown, and it's just not schematic at all. So you have this bunch of look from the Bills. They're going to motion this orbit motion with the receiver, and you see from the Ravens they have this very strange defensive call because they're gonna drop both of their D linemen into the hook curls for a cover 3. You have a man defender, Kyle Hamilton. He's gonna be manned up on Dawson Knox's whole rep. You have a spy. You got 2 guys rushing. This is just a weird defense, but it works really well. I mean, you got all these guys covered. Right here, you get kind of open from Khalil Shakir, and that's who Josh Allen tries to hit. But you do have this deep third who's able to come back in time to be able to pick that up. Unfortunately, you got Josh Allen throwing the ball right to him, but you got Dawson Knox who's going to tip it, and then it goes right to Keon Coleman, who was covered. But if you look closely, you got Malachi Starks who's just going to fall down when Keon Coleman comes around. So that's just highly unlucky. I mean, there's nothing really the Ravens could do there other than maybe Malachi not falling. But even then, I don't think Malachi's ready for the tipped pass. Probably Keon still catches it. Now, this play's interesting because throughout the game, and I covered this on Instagram and TikTok, you see Ed Oliver lined up in the 3 tech. The Ravens would always be running away from Ed Oliver's side because they wanted to hit the 1 tech and then the edges side a lot easier because the blocking angles work well. It's easy to work against that type of defensive line instead of the 3 tech and the edge defender. And what they would do, the Bills, they adjusted by allowing Ed Oliver to crash inside really hard because they left Ed Oliver with this scoop step from the backside tackle pretty much every time they'd run away from him. So then when he beats this scoop step inside, he's able to make the play on the ball, and this time it results in a fumble. Great play from Ed Oliver, and this really flipped the game. This is what probably won them the game if we're excluding what Josh Allen did. So here the Bills come out with 3 tight ends to one side, and as they motion Kincaid over, you see the Ravens kind of start to give away their defense. It looks like they're in a cover 3, so you have the flat defender, you have a deep third, deep third, deep third, flat defender, hook curl, and then I guess 4 guys coming on a pressure as usual. And what you see from Josh Allen is he acknowledges this. He's going to signal something to the offensive line, I believe. I guess it's just a protection scheme. And then as he snaps the ball, he's going to initially look towards that left side because you have, I guess, a man beater on that side, and maybe he thought this was man coverage. You have the flat, you have the little hook, and if it was man, it would be harder for Malachi to get out, so he was initially looking over there. But when he sees that it's cover 3, you got that single high safety, you got the flat defender and deep outside third. He's going to work back to the seam route going up the field because seams attack cover 3 well. It's able to get in between this deep middle zone, and then you can barely see it, but this deep outside zone, and that fits in nicely. I mean, that's a heck of a ball from Josh Allen. He has an incredible arm. That was great accuracy. It was a really tight window, but that was the right decision on this play, and it worked out really well for the Bills. That was a nice read progression from Allen. Great delivery. That was just a great play from Allen all around. Now Allen's just going to hit this little up and over Drew Brees QB sneak, and it works well for the Bills, so now they're even closer. So now you have the exact same formation as I showed in my second play, and you see they respond with the exact same defense. Dawson Knox has that exact same motion over to the opposite side. They respond with the exact same cover one, but this time the Bills are going to attack it differently. They're running this deep corner, and for whatever reason, Jair Alexander got absolutely cooked. I don't know why he played this so poorly. He stopped his feet, he was grabbing on, and then it was just a perfect ball from Allen. But, I mean, really, this should not work all that well against the cover one. This was a good route, I guess. It was a great ball from Allen, but, I mean, that defense from Jair Alexander was just atrocious. I don't really know what he was doing there. I'm sorry for Ravens fans. That sucks. So this is Keon Coleman's kind of game-sealing catch, and what I like from this is that it's pretty expected that the Ravens would bring pressure here. I mean, you're at the 34-yard line. You got, 40 seconds left. You're down by 2, so you're right now in field goal range, and they want to knock you out of field goal range, so they're bringing pressure. They're running a cover 0, and what I like about the defensive play call is that they have off-man coverage because they don't want to allow like a big shot down the sideline to Keon Coleman or something, and they don't have any safeties over the top because it's cover 0. So in order to attack that, Joe Brady, I guess he already knew it was coming. Maybe they checked to it. Either way, this worked really well because they're just running this shallow post with Keon Coleman. It's not a slant. It's not a normal post. It's not a skinny post. This is just like a very shallow, flat post. And they hit Keon Coleman on it because of the off-man coverage against Jair Alexander once again. And it works well. It gets them down to the 10-yard line. They set up for the game-winning kick, and that was a brilliant play. And then I wanted to show the game-winning kick because look at how close Kyle Hamilton gets to blocking this ball. He is so close. You poor Ravens fans. I feel so bad for you guys. Like, you're probably not even watching this, but, like, I mean, you poor people. Alright guys, thank you for watching my video. I apologize, I'm not my normal energetic self today. I'm a little tired, got a lot of school, so give me a break. I'm just breaking down some football film here, but hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy making them for you, so I'm trying to pump out as much as possible, but if you could like and subscribe, that would be huge. I'd really appreciate it. Maybe even comment. I'll probably reply to you. So, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.